All right. So today I'm answering a question that was asked to me from one of my subscribers, and I'm going to answer this one. Let me just open it up real quick. The question is, Maine-J, how do I address red flags in relationships? That's a good question. I don't really deal with red flags in relationships because before I get into relationships, I deal with the red flags if they can be dealt with, and if they can't be dealt with, then there is no relationship. Um, Only believe that there's red flags or horrible breakup in relationships, not just boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. It's just due to not letting people go. But back to the red flags. Number one, just because someone is a red flag or has red flags does not make them a bad person, right? Um, I think before I even think about someone becoming in a relationship with me, once again, it could be a work relationship, a business relationship, a friendship, a personal, intimate relationship, whatever it is. Number one, what are red flags to me? Because red flags change as you grow, as you mature. Certain things that weren't red flags could be red flags. Certain things that were red flags may not be red flags. Then once again, obviously, hit me go with the once again. Um, is this person totally a red flag? Then they shouldn't be in my life, or at least in my vicinity at all. Or can I compartmentalize the red flags and take the relationship from there? What I'm trying to say is, when it comes to relationships, I'll give you an example. Fellas, you may not be a red flag in totality. You just may be a red flag for her to make you her boyfriend. She just may not see you as the man that she feels comfortable with you leading her, covering her, um, potentially being her husband. But you're not a red flag as a friend. As a friend, you're perfect. She trusts you with personal information. She knows that you don't spread it. You ain't spreading her stuff. She ain't spreading your stuff. She trusts you around her kids. If she has kids, she know ain't no funny stuff. She knows she can leave you in the house with the kids and you ain't gonna touch them. Matter of fact, they probably gonna be saying, "Mom, stay out. We want to hang out with him a little longer since he's here." Da da da. Maybe you play games and they're comfortable around you. You're almost like an uncle, maybe slash male, positive father figure in their life. So she trusts you enough around the kids. She trusts you enough that she can even leave you in her house by yourself, and you ain't gonna mess up her house. Her house ain't gonna, nothing's gonna be stolen. So you're not a red flag as a friend. You're not a red flag as being in her life, but you're a red flag as that next step if that's something that you wanted to be with her. So you're not a red flag in totality. You're just a red flag in one compartment. Same thing for me. I have friends that are red flags. They're not red flags as my friends, but I've had friends that said, Jermaine, Main J, I want to go into business. You should be one of my investors. Mm-mm. Red flag, brother. Red flag, sister. Maybe they wanted to open up a restaurant. Red flag. You never stick to anything. You have an idea, you never follow through, things get tough. Instead of re-strategizing and reorchestrating and trying to figure out a better way, avenue to, stick through it a little longer, you always quit, or you just let it go. I'm not doing that. Now, if you having a regular dinner sale, I might invest in probably, buying some plastic cups and the forks and spoons and napkins that you need. I'll buy a plate. I'll share it on my social media, but red flag and go into business with you, but you're not a red flag as my friend because you always have my back. You're always there for me. So I just think, once again, in totality, the person's not a red flag. But when you start compartmentalizing the relationship as my friendship, in the friendship, you're not a red flag. But going into a business partnership relationship, red flags. Same thing. There's some people that will never, ever be my friend, never, ever be in my personal circle. But you cannot deny their business and work ethic, right? There's some people who I might work with them, work for them, um, because they have great work ethic. I'm pretty sure some of y'all on y'all regular jobs, there's people who you may not necessarily like, But you cannot deny that they don't do their job. You cannot deny that they're not a team player. You can't even deny that they don't deserve the promotion over your friend that might work there that you do like. So business wise, there are no red flags. You're always on time. You complete your assignments on time. Your name's never in any drama, but personally, you just wouldn't. So business wise, that person might say, "Hey, Jermaine, I have a business opportunity. I'm getting ready to start my own business. You see my work ethic, da da da. I could use somebody like you on my team, and this is what I'm willing to pay, da da da." Absolutely. There's no red flags with that person professionally and business wise. But if you're trying to get, hey, let's hang out and da da da, if we're not hanging out about work, nope, red flags, because I've seen how you are with your friends, but I've also seen how you are with your business. Business wise, you don't really burn. There's no burnt bridges. There's no really negative comments about you, but professionally, but personal wise, yeah. So I just think for me, answering that question, what type of relationship are you trying to be with this person? Is it personal? Is it professional? Um, friend wise, intimate wise, and then figuring out the red flags that you see and addressing them and letting them know that if we're going to go into whatever relationship we're in, then these things have got to be worked on or talked about and negotiated. But I also will say this about red flags, because it's not always everybody else that's a red flag, right? Sometimes we're the red flag. There's sometimes when I've had to tell people, oh, this is the reason I don't want to date them. I don't want them around because all these red flags. And I'm like, there's a difference between red flags with people, and there's a difference between nitpicking. Right now, you are nitpicking. Those are not red flags. You're just nitpicking. You're just finding an excuse not to be in a relationship. You're just finding an excuse to find something wrong with the person so you don't have to work with them or do this. Then say that. Say that you're the problem. Say that you're the red flag. Say that you're still having trust issues from the last boyfriend that dumped you, or the last girlfriend. Say that you're still having issues because the last job, you gave them your all, and they still let you go and cut you and treated you like you didn't do nothing. So you're a little skeptic about taking their promotion. The company may not be a red flag. The job may not be a red flag. You just still haven't, you're saying it's a red flag because of what happened before. So sometimes we are the red flag. Don't always put it on everybody else. Sometimes you still not over, or you still haven't dealt with some stuff. Even there were times when I was like, all these red flags. And then I looked at myself and I'm like, you know what? I'm part of the problem too. It's not always everybody else. So just double check yourself sometimes and make sure that it's not you and it's not the other people when it comes to red flags. Now, the only time I think that relationships really sour is when the relationships are expired. Now, in a relationship being expired, because I know we live in a petty day where let them leave and they really wasn't my friends and da da da. No, they really was your friend. They really was in your life. They really were there for you. But there are some times when people's assignments are just over and it's not nothing personal. And I believe that when we don't know how to let people go, so sometimes they can be to somebody else what they were to you, or what we were to them to somebody else, or we're trying to keep people from going to their next assignment. I believe that sometimes God does things to break us, and sometimes it has to be horrible because we wouldn't let it go on our own. There's some of us who are just nice to a default. We're just loyal to a default. We're just dependable to a default. We don't know how to let go and separate to a default. So I believe that sometimes when we don't know how to separate, sometimes separating is not a bad thing. Maybe the Lord wants you to move to New York because he has an assignment out there. And you're like, I don't want to leave because all my friends are here and all this is here and da da da. And now because you're being disobedient, you're putting your friends and your loved ones before them. Now, sometimes betrayal has to happen in order for you to say, you know what, bump all of them. And I thought they was my friends. I'm going to New York now. But had you went to New York and know that you can still have your friends and your loved ones, and sometimes relationships don't have to break up. There's FaceTime, there's Messenger, there's all types of different things that you can do to still be around your friends and still, okay, your birthday's this year, time this month is a big one. My situation, we can come, I'll go from New York to Boston back to New York, whatever the case may be. But I think a lot of relationships sour is just because we don't know how to let people go, or people don't know how to let us go, or we don't know how to just move on and you can still be my friend from Florida. So just double check that. Um Relationships do end, but they don't have to end badly if we know how to let people go. There's some people who are permanent people. There are some people who are temporary people. There are some people who are revolving people. They come in and out as we need it. It's kind of like taxes. I don't do my own taxes. I go to the same tax place every year, but tax season is only once a year. Once I utilize them and I pay them whatever I need to pay them, or they do their job, I will see you next year for the next thing. I don't need to hold on to them all summer, all fall, and da da da. They don't take it personal that I only call them once a year. There's other people, they come just to be like a friend to you, or they push you, or they pick you up, or they encourage you, or they're a mentor for a season. And then now they got to go and be a mentor to somebody else. But sometimes those relationships have to sour because we don't know how to let them go. And then it's like, well, oh, they really wasn't a mentor. They really wasn't a friend. Or I should never let them in. Yes, you should have let them into your life. Yes, they really was a mentor. Yes, they really was a friend to you. However, now they have to go be a friend to somebody else. You're strong enough, or their assignment is somewhere else. And them staying here, sometimes we're holding people back. It ain't always us holding other people back. Sometimes we're holding people back. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that when we talk about red flags in relationships, it can be both. And I don't think that there needs to be any red flags if you address red flags before, because where I'm at in my life right now, there's no room for red flags with anybody. So we're not getting into that. And I had to learn the hard way, and I had to learn not to take it personal when people leave out my life. The same way how sometimes I have to leave. They shouldn't take it personal either. Sometimes it just is what it is, and you shouldn't hear it as, oh, or they're dumping me, or they're leaving me, or they're saying that they're bigger, they're better than me. No, sometimes it's just, hey, I'm trying to go to the next level, and I have to move, which means I can't talk to you and do the things. If I see you, I still would check in, but I just got to go on. And we try to fight and say, no, but you're my friend, and da da da. We should still text, and da 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 da. And we can't still just text. We still just can't hang out. Now, granted, if I see something, I'm not going to stop praying for you. I'm not going to ignore you. If I see you at the grocery store, or I see a post, I might say congratulations, or bare minimum, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. My son misses your son, or, I don't have kids, but I'm just trying to use maybe your parents or whatever the case would be. But that's the only time I really feel like relationships sour. So just make sure you're letting go people when they need to be let go. Make sure they're letting you go when they need to be let go. And then also that way, so sometimes the next set of right people can come into your life. And the next set of right people can come into their lives. Sometimes we're at the table and somebody's waiting to sit at our spot, not to take our spot, because can nobody ever be Maine-J? Nobody can ever be Jermaine O. Butts, okay? No one can ever be you that's watching. However, there may be something that they can do a little bit better than you, or there may be something that the person that you're in, the seat that you're in, that the person needs to take can do a little bit better or stronger, or just in a different way that person needs in that season. So don't overstay your season in their life. Make sure they're not overstaying the season in your life. So that way, relationships don't have to break up, and then you're looking hating, or you're regretting. No, there is no regret. Everyone comes into our lives for a reason. The only reason, Tom, I think that also, not just the seasonal stuff that I'm saying, because I'm just going all over. I should have been following my notes. Is when we make people stuff that they shouldn't have been, right? So and so came into our life to be a mentor for a month, and you thought he was cute, you thought she was cute, and now, and I say this in all my videos, right? When I talk about this, and now you made the person your boyfriend, you made the person your girlfriend, and now you feel some type of way because they're leaving. Yeah, I think those moments you should have been in discernment, and you shouldn't have been in the flesh making somebody something that they weren't supposed to be in your life. We have to take the responsibility for that. I made this person a friend when they was only supposed to be a mentor. I made this person a business partner and they wasn't supposed to be a business partner. Maybe I was just only supposed to just give them $100 and keep it moving as being a blessing to the person. And now I'm feeling some type of way. So that's it. And that's all I got to say in regards to that. I don't address red flags in relationships because there are no red flags in my relationships, because I dealt with the red flags before the relationship even started. And that's it. It's your boy Maine-J. It's another episode of Maine-Chat. Thank you all for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. Hit me up on any of my social media platforms. And I will be talking to y'all real soon with the next topic. Peace.